Hello, everybody. First thing I'd like to do is thank everybody who's here tonight, because I think we have a huge attendance, and what this is the people of the district coming together to make their voices heard, which is amazing and extremely important. So I'd like to thank everybody for being here, because this is a vital part of the democratic system that we have. So everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. Yeah. All right. The next thing, many of you have heard me speak before at school fairs and CRC meetings and the like, so you know that I'm relatively outspoken about this. And today I'm actually not going to speak solely about testing. That's what I wrote down that I would speak about, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about the modern educational paradigm and how we as a state can start to shift that and pave the way into a better future in which we renovate the educational system in such a way that it's more effective. I will also speak a little bit to the standardized testing, because I think that's a huge part of the modern educational system, even though it most likely shouldn't be. The first thing I'd like to say is that there are, contrary to the opinions of many people in the audience today, benefits to the PARCC testing. One of the first things is that we do require more federal money because of the PARCC testing. It's also used for evaluation and the like. But I'd like to point out that these benefits don't necessarily outweigh the costs. One of the things that I'm going to talk to you about today is the way that teachers have been evaluated over the last few years. I don't know how many of you know this, but for teachers that teach, say, music and art, more of their evaluation is actually based on how the students that they teach perform on standardized tests in reading and mathematics than is based on what the students say about how the teacher does. That is to say, a single test in which students sit down, fill in bubbles, and write essays for maybe a few hours counts for more than the opinions of the students that are with the teacher for the entire year and see how that teacher teaches and understand the effect that that teacher has on their lives. So I'd like to point out how flawed that is. The next thing I'd like to point out is, let's go ahead and move to standardized testing and how effective it is. There was a very large study done in Massachusetts that was actually referenced by the US News Report that looked at the impact of standardized testing and the benefits thereof. And what they did is they followed about 2,400 students, I believe, through their education in public, charter, private, and exam high schools. And what they found is that students, even if their test scores improved, the only thing that improved was crystallized intelligence. That is, their ability to recall information. That means that these students were able to sit down and they were able to spit facts and tell you chemical compositions of various molecules and, not molecules, forgive me, of various solutions. They were able to tell you the number of electrons in the valence of oxygen, things like that. What they didn't increase was fluid intelligence. That's the ability to apply the things that we know, the ability to learn more. The only thing that increased was recall. And in the computer age, we really don't need that. If I want to know the year that somebody died, I can pull out my phone and Google it. It takes me 3 seconds. I don't need to be able to recall that offhand. What we really need is a system that teaches fluid intelligence. Is it okay if I take just about 30 more seconds? Great, sorry guys, I'll make this as fast as I can.
All right, it's coming off of somebody else's 3, okay?
All right, perfect. I'm more important than they are.
You had everybody until then.
No, so that's the thing that I would really like to stress here. We as students are the most important part of the educational system. Everything that's happening should be happening for us because of us. And what we have here is a collection of students that are coming to speak because we know what we want, and what we want isn't this. What we want is an education that allows us to grow as individuals, that allows us to pursue the things that we need in order to make a difference. What we want is an education that allows us to be us and not just a number. And I think that we as New Mexico can pave the way to that. Thank you all very much. Have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Steve Moses, followed by Jeff Green.
Dr. Kate Moses, I'm a college professor and the mother of a middle schooler who walked out last week, who I'm very proud of. She went to the legislature and she learned a lot about how democracy works.